9 bonus stream for the afternoon of Monday, the 24th of October, 2022. Do.
I want a girl who will mine for her diamonds. I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community. She's flying through the air. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Whose shield is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her end from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I'm headed down to somewhere, got my pickaxe in my hand. Yes, I'm headed down to somewhere, got my pickaxe in my hand. I'm headed down to somewhere, God knows where I am.
Who's the guy who can conquer death? That's Joe Hughes. He plays for Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hughes. That's Joe Hughes.
Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today, y'all are my live streaming audience. Woo! It has been a fantastic weekend for HermitCraft. I don't know if you saw those incredible videos from the folks who ran the Vault Assault minigame course trying to take down Ren the King on Saturday. We had some amazing ones come out. My video was pretty short, though, because I just wanted to showcase a few highlights from my point of view. What I really want you to do is to go watch Ren's video the most, because, spoiler alert, I wrote a poem with Ren. Ren came to me with a few verses that made up the middle of the poem when the king was in the thrall of the clock man. And it was just like, hey, dude, can you take a look at this? I'd love some input. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I didn't really have to change anything that Ren wrote. But I was like, Ren, this is the heart of the king's story. You nailed it. How about I throw a few stanzas at the beginning about how you became king, and a couple stanzas on the end as some denouement. You take a look. Let me see what you think. And yeah, it came out beautifully the way Ren read it and presented it on screen. Like, seriously, if you don't normally watch Ren, if you're like, I don't know, the king thing was kind of annoying to me or whatever, but you like my work, give this episode a try. It opens with the first 2/3 of the poem, and then the final third of the poem is toward the end. It kind of bookends the whole narrative, and I really, really am so proud of all the work that the Hermits did. I was just like, wow, how are we ever going to top this? And then the next day, we had this huge charity event that Scar organized with help from many of the other Hermits. I did what I could, even though I wasn't able to be there for the mainstream. The VOD is up of me shaving my beard, which you might be able to see in a little bit. We are back here in Slot 9 putting in the hot bar, but if you've never seen a Joe Hill stream before, just so you know, when we hit certain tipping milestones, the face camera gets bigger. It's not a perfect system, but it's the system we have. And so basically, as the show goes on, the camera gets larger, and some would say slightly more obnoxious. Am I still setting up? Kind of. I don't really have all the boxes that I wanted to have. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of shulkers. Whoa, oh no, that's not good. That is not good at all. One player sleep, please. Did I leave a bunch of the boxes in the sewer? I thought I cleaned them all up, but let's go double check over by my Sadako build. Chloe the Great and Powerful says, the poem was incredible. I was so excited when I heard it. Thank you. I'm really proud of that. That's actually also part of the reason that my episode was a little bit shorter, was because I took a lot of the time that I had set aside for writing the episode to instead help write, or for editing my own episode, to write that poem. But honestly, I think the way we did it ended up working out really well. Just do a quick turtle check here. Nope, turtles are all good. Where did I leave all my shulkers? Maybe I left them in the desert? Does that seem like a thing I would do? Maybe. Sometimes I'm really tired when I'm streaming, and I forget where I put things. So let's go to the desert. Let's go to the desert. Let's go to the desert and take down the sand. I remember where they are. Hold on. Never mind. Before we go to the desert, I remember now. The empty shulkers are where the sand is going to go in the end. In the end. Kingu says the poem was awesome. Ren's reading of it gave it even more power. Oh, awesome! I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, this was an absolutely packed weekend for HermitCraft. We are, I am just so glad to be part of such a talented group of folks. Okay, let's grab this Chops and Tots box and this potion box. And boy, we got a lot of nonsense in here, y'all. Part of me is like, I want to organize this now, and part of me is like, I really want to just start gathering sand and work on this grid. Like, this grid here has been one of those things that I kept backburnering. And I was like, oh, we'll do that on HHH one day. I don't think we're gonna do HHH today because Cleo is not feeling well. She wanted to have kind of a chill day. She's probably still gonna do her evening stream, she said, but with like a quiet comfort game. So definitely pop in and send her some get well soon wishes later this evening when she streams. But she's gonna be skipping HHH to get some extra rest. But after this weekend, I don't think you can blame any of us for needing a little bit of extra rest. So, yeah. So basically, the plan is for today, we're going to go gather some sand and start gridding all this out so we can borrow Corralis's sponges. That's a nice, chill way to do it. Frontless Photon says, no face cam? I'm putting the hot in the hotbar in slot 9 here. The camera gets bigger when we hit certain tipping milestones, Friendless Photon. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. So let's see. One thing I need to do today. So the this is a bonus stream, so it's more chill, just getting stuff done. My main show tonight is at 8:30. I need to take a bunch of the pictures and video I got at Pinball Expo and put it into a tweet thread so that when I'm talking about it during the show later, I can link the photos in those tweets so y'all can see them full screen at your... I don't like just putting photos up on the screen in OBS because, like, it's, y'all can't, like, zoom in or, like, look at the detail, and it doesn't show as much detail, right? So, yeah. Okay. This is the third time B-dubs encourage someone to grasp for power. Is he the evil puppeteer genius all along? You might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. Okay, so we're going to put a bunch of these down now. Also, I finally brought an actual shulker box here. So we have an actual, or not shulker box, an actual ender chest. An actual ender chest for our sand mining area for the first time ever. What? I know. While we're looking at that though, it might be a good time to like maybe consolidate some of this down. Hold on, 10 more on this. So this potion box, let's take all the night vision potions and these and consolidate that into here. Boom, that's good. Also, this is a potion ingredient technically, so that can go in there. Gold can be used in potions, so we'll consolidate that into there. Okay. Put this back in slot 3. The Chops and Tots box doesn't have enough Tots in it. I think we need to hold on to 1 or 2 of these totems, but we don't need to be carrying a whole lot of Tots. And I think we can also probably... How often are we going to use the spyglass during a sand dig? Not much. So we'll put the spyglass and the extra fireworks away for now. Freeing up another spot. Boom. So now we have room for 27 stacks. Pinto Bean 77 says, hello, Joe. Longtime Hermit fan, first-time Hermit watcher. Thanks for all you've done for the Hermit community and charity recently. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, or first-time Twitch watcher. Yeah, if you've seen my videos before, I always have a fun time on HermitCraft. The streams are a little bit more behind the scenes. It's more grinding, talking, palling around, that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're just chilling today. Icky Doot says, I hope I didn't miss the charity stuff. There should be VODs on most of the Hermit's channels. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's a VOD of me shaving the beard, which was, as one commenter wrote, I didn't expect that I would ever want to watch someone shave for an entire hour. But wow, I'm glad I did. I really tried to put some production values into it. I was like, y'all really went all out with the charity thing, so I need to go all out with the production values of the shaving. Pinto Bean 77 says, honestly, the chill format is what I like better. Thank you, Pinto Bean, who's talking to us via Twitch. If you're a new viewer, you might not know, we've actually got 3 chats going. We got the Discord chat for the Patreon patrons, which you get into at the $5 a month level on Patreon. We've got the YouTube chat for the folks who like to watch on YouTube. YouTube often has better transcoding options and stuff like that because I'm not a Twitch partner. And then we have the Twitch chat, where the folks on Twitch talk. Blaze says, have you used that pizza knife on a pizza yet? Yes, I told you guys, I bought that in high school. I have been using that on pizza for like, I don't know, 15 years. Not like every time we have pizza, but when we have guests, you know? It's nice. It's a treat. You know? It's one of those things like when you make bananas Foster and you set it on fire, right? That's something you do for guests. Mini Cheese Mouse says, Joe, where is it best for you money-wise for us to watch the VODs? There is no money in the VODs. It doesn't, 90% of the time, if you see an ad on a VOD, it's because somebody else claimed the music. And it's like, so somebody else is getting money from the VODs, if anything. But no, the best way, like, basically, this is viewer-supported streaming. I don't make most of my money off ads. Most of my money comes from direct Patreon and PayPal support. So, yeah. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. And we are currently 20 away from our first face camera expansion. Fine China and the pizza knife. Only the best for guests, writes Smarty Paints. That's a great name, Smarty Paints. Yeah, you get out the fancy cutlery for charity. Or not charity, for company. Corellis joined the game. Howdy, Corellis. Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dar5 wants to know what the final amount was. Corellis wants to know if I miss my beard. I tried to shampoo my chin. Muscle memory. But yeah, hey, we got our first tip of the stream rolling in from Frankie Lou for 5, who says, howdy, Joe. Hope you have a good stream and a great day. Or a good stream and a good day. Sorry, I'm amping that up for you. I'm just so excited. I'm like, what's better than good? It's great. So thank you, it is Frankie Lou. That puts us at 15 away from the first face camera expansion milestone. Corella says, I can imagine having mine for about 4 to 5 years now. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the change. I was really thinking when we did the Draw for Charity stream over the summer, which is a charity group myself and some friends do, benefiting Child's Play, another video gaming health charity. I was like, if any one person donates, I think I said, if we get a single $4,000 donation during the course of the 48 hours, I will shave my beard. Because I was already thinking about shaving my beard, but I was like, I feel like at the point where I've had it for so long and it's such an iconic thing, I should save shaving it for, like, a big event thing, right? And we did not get any $4,000 individual donations during that event, which was probably too big of an ask. I didn't have that calibrated. So instead, I decided, well, I'll try again. This time I'll only ask for $500,000 from a bunch of, not $500,000, $50,000 from a whole bunch of people. And that ended up being the way to do it. So the beard got to stick around for an extra 4 or 5 months, but I was kind of ready to see it go. Did I shave my Minecraft skin too? No, I think I'm going to try and find some sort of fun collab way to do that with some of the other hermits. But the thing is, today is a bad day to ask the other hermits about collab plans, because everybody is wiped out. Everybody's wiped out, right? So that's one of those, like, later this week things. I'm like, that's not a today thing. So it's good to pace yourself on this stuff. Ayo, it's Griffin, and Twitch says, what's on the agenda for the stream, Joe? I am gathering sand for my sponge grid over in the pinball machine. Hey, we got our first couple tips rolled in via PayPal today. Let's see who they're from. Mini Cheese Mouse, thank you for the 2, who says, here's for all the vids I've watched recently. Well, thank you. That's basically the equivalent of the ad revenue I would get if you watched every one of my HermitCraft videos ever. So, thank you. And then Simcha sent 5. That is going to put us now 8 away from the next face camera expansion. Thank you, Simcha, for supporting the arts and my show in particular. Meanwhile, Chris A is rolling in with 100 Norwegian kroners, which comes out to 10 U.S. abacus beads. So, boom, that puts us 2 past our first expansion milestone. Here we go. It's time to expand. Howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee da dee da dee, dee da dee da dee dee dee. Drubaka says, I had a 1.5 foot long beard once, and after I shaved it off, I kept slapping myself in the chest every time I tried to think. Nice. Let's see what else we got going on here. Hey, Edgardo, thank you very much for tipping 5 as well. That is going to put us now 13 away from the next expansion. Appreciate you. Pinto Bean says, after that epic charity event, I can only imagine how drained y'all are after that creative process. I was floored that Joe and Pearl are streaming today. Well, the thing is that, like, I didn't stream on Friday and Saturday because I was at Chicago Pinball Expo with my daughter and my fiance. I am very excited. That was one of the first times I got to introduce my fiance as my fiance to a bunch of folks. And that was really fun. I kept forgetting at first. I'd be like, this is my girlfriend. I'd be fiance. Ex-girlfriend. Fiance. Yes, that's it. Yeah, so that was fun. We had a little engagement party that Kindleless, Sammy, Mr. Hardluck, and Queen Dark Lady were kind enough to throw for us. Just chilling in the hotel lobby with some snacks and drinks. Nothing elaborate, but... you know, just cozy, a cozy little get-together. Don't Panic Flip and Manu stopped by for that. It was really nice. So thank you to Kindleless, Sammy, Queen Dark Lady, and Mr. Hardluck, and Mr. Lance for putting that together. That was really nice. But anyway, so yeah, the thing about being self-employed is if you take a few days off work, you really can't afford to take a few more days off work. So basically, because last night's stream was a charity stream and I wasn't really working for tips, like I basically took 3 days off that would have normally been work days, so I can't really afford to skip today. Yay! That single parent paying the bills life, you know. So, yeah. But honestly, I'm actually feeling very creatively restored in a lot of ways. Like going to the Pinball Expo and getting to see people and being around so many creative and talented people, even though it's a different field, in some ways that's more energizing. Seeing people who are so passionate about different things and seeing how they approach it can really, like, it would kind of be a waste to not stream today when I'm feeling this energized. But I appreciate, though, your concern. But no, this is not going to cause me to burn out. Okay. But yeah, I'm feeling very, very excited. Yeah, we're working on draining the bottom of my pinball machine in game. We're gonna need to gather a bunch of sand for that, so. Yeah. I am a self-employed artist and entertainer. So I don't know if you consider that the same as a full-time streamer or a full-time YouTuber or whatever, but this is my, what I am doing right now is literally part of my job. But it's not my whole job. Okay, so yeah, here's the sand here. Rodariel says, I managed to track a book written by my great-grandmother down at the library, and I'm going to pick it out today. Oh, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy that. How's beardless life? Pretty good. Talia says, congrats again on the engagement. Is your daughter going to dress as Wednesday because you're Jomez Adams? Basically, I gave her a few... I basically said, okay, what do you want to be for Halloween? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, if you want to do a group costume, here's the things that I'm considering if you want to do a group costume. I said, I can be David Pumpkins, and we can get you a skeleton costume. I said, I can be Gomez Adams, Badger can be Morticia, and you can be Wednesday, if you want to be Wednesday from the Addams Family. Or you can figure out what you want to be, and we'll just do that. But, like, Halloween is, like, Monday, so figure it out. So, I think right now she's leaning toward Wednesday, but we haven't gone shopping yet. So, the thing is that since the Nashville Pinball Expo, Music City Multicon is this weekend, I can dress as Gomez Adams for the tournament, because Adams Family is big in the pinball world. And then I can be David Pumpkins for, like, actual Halloween family stuff. But, hey, the O'Connor, too, rolling in and tipping via PayPal, who says, glad to see the beard products panned out just in time. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. That is going to give us one full face camera expansion. Here we go. It's time to expand. Seriously, though, this beard comb has a mustache comb on it. It's still getting used, though, Connor. I do appreciate you and your family. And we actually did use the beard balm last night during the shave. So, although apparently I was told I did it wrong. So, no, the hunting knife was never the plan. That was a gag. Yeah, there's one of the best-selling pinball machines of all times was the Addams Family. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but yeah, one of the best-selling pinball machines of all time was the Addams Family, and so I might wear my Addams Family costume to a pinball tournament. Mini Cheese Mouse says, sorry, who's David Pumpkins? International viewer. Okay, so the best... There's no good way to describe David Pumpkins. It's a character played by Tom Hanks. Let me just give you the YouTube link. David Pumpkins. I'm just gonna send you the original YouTube. And this is a 4.5-minute video, but it's worth watching, Mini Cheese Mouse. I'm not being sarcastic. This is one of Tom Hanks's greatest roles. And Tom Hanks is fantastic in everything. But, like, when this, when he saw how people responded to this, like, he was like, oh, this will be fun, right? He's Tom Hanks. He takes stuff seriously. He wants to do a good job. But, like, when he saw how people responded to this character, he's just like, this is going to be what's on my tombstone. It's not going to be Forrest Gump or any of the other roles. Like, Philadelphia was a huge film, very impactful, but I'm going to be remembered most as David Pumpkins. But yeah, David Pumpkins is his own thing, and you just got to watch the video to get it. So, but I am glad that I can share the joy of David Pumpkins with you. Okay, so. Vicky, somebody says, I was so surprised when I learned how people celebrated Halloween in America. My friend sent me photos of fully decorated houses in the streets, and it's so cool. Yeah, I would love to have a place that I could do stuff like that. But, hashtag apartment life for the time being. But, yeah. People do some really cool stuff with their houses for Halloween. So, let's see. And just as a quick reminder, thanks to O'Connor2 for that last tip. We are now 13 away from the next expansion milestone, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Hey! Extrasensory Perception Magic the Gathering, who writes, on Twitch. Howdy, Joe. It's my birthday. Just chilling at work, watching your stream. Well, feliz cumpleaños, feliz cumpleaños, Sati. Feliz cumpleaños, Sati. Feliz cumpleaños, ESP MTG. Feliz cumpleaños, Sati. Y muchas más. Okay. Would the O'Connor's 20 be an expansion? Did I not expand the camera? Yeah, we've done two. Yeah, we did the expansion, Elijah. Because if we were still at the first expansion, my head would be below the line of the text, but you see how it's above it now? That's how you can tell. So yes, we definitely got it. Visual cues for if I screw up. Shako Lam says, a house in my neighborhood has an inflatable skull in the yard with bulging eyeballs that spin around. Oh, that's awesome. Virus, stop spamming. I don't know who that guy is or why you're spamming about him, but that's a waste of everybody's time. Please don't spam the same question about random people. Okay. Where did I leave my thing? Okay. We really didn't do a great job of, all of this. Okay, so actually, let's get the toolbox back out and maybe put some of these tools in the toolbox. Hawkeye. I am excited I have my own Hawkeye bow now. That's fun. Okay, I don't really need these sticks. Let's put those in the wood box. And we'll put these potions, and we can consolidate that. Potion box. Okay, so we're going to put the extra observer. So we are getting a little bit of sorting done. It wasn't the intention of this stream to do a lot of organization, but we're getting organized. Okay. Okay. So, I hope that none of that guy's messages showed up. I think the auto mod caught all of that guy's messages, but wow. Yeah, sorry to anybody in the YouTube chat. If any of that did get through, we have, or I say we, I have banned that incredibly racist jerk. He is out. That is not an acceptable way to act here. Folks from all backgrounds are welcome. Pretty okay Ray says, a house in my neighborhood always puts up funny tombstones with names like Just in Time and Willie Rod. Mini Cheese Mouse says, okay, Joe, I'm back, and that was worth the 4.5-minute watch. Right? David Pumpkins is a national treasure, but America can share. We can share with you across the pond there, Mini Cheese Mouse. But yeah, so I've got a full David Pumpkins suit I wear on stream sometimes. Okay, people in YouTube are saying it looks like the auto mod caught all that guy's messages. Okay, great. Sometimes it doesn't kick in until the second message or third, and then I'm like, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, because I've been thinking a lot about, like, my role in the community. And after reading Amanda Montell's fantastic book, Cultish, which is about organizations and groups and things that have things in common with cults. They're not necessarily entirely cults, but they have certain overlap and like where things get weird, like fitness groups and multi-level marketing groups and things like that. Like certain types of companies will be like, oh, we're all a family here, that sort of thing. And one of the things I've struggled with as this community has grown is that I have a responsibility to this community to keep it a safe place for people to come and be themselves as much as I can. But I also, there's a difference between kind of maintaining a minimum level of safety and being a leader, right? So it's like I am responsible, but I'm not necessarily I'm not trying to say this is how you have to think. I'm saying there are certain ways that you cannot act. And I realized that a better analogy is, instead of like, I was thinking about this from a leadership standpoint, but it's more of an ownership standpoint or a proprietorship standpoint. It's like I own a nightclub, and I'm the performer who does a show every night at the club or whatever. It's my club. I see the same regulars all the time. I want to make sure nobody's bothering the regulars. But, like, you know, I'm not here to tell the regulars, like, this is how you need to live your life if you want to, you know, live your life the Joe Hills method. The Joe Hills method will get you in shape, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. I'm not here with answers or methods. I'm just creating a space where people can come enjoy stuff, right? And so, like, but as a nightclub proprietor, you're not the leader of your customers, but you do owe it to your customers to eject anybody from the club who's being a jerk. Does that make sense? Yeah, the book is called Cultish, and it's by Amanda Montell. It's really good. There's a few chapters about real cults, just to kind of, like, establish, like, here's what a real cult looks like, right? Here's what happens when things go really bad in real cults. But most of the book is about things that are cult-ish. They're not actually cults, but they just have a lot of overlap in method and experience, right? But yeah, they talk about, like, Instagram cosmetics channels that are like, oh, if you want to be the best you can be, you got to buy these cosmetics and stuff like that. And it's like, that's... Oh, is somebody... Okay, speaking of which... Somebody's just randomly being a jerk to Nico, so that person's out. I don't know why. I don't have time to care why. Nico's here all the time. Doesn't make trouble. Other person's gone. Next problem, right? Paleo Philosopher says, you can chill a bit, Joe. I am chill. This is me. I am having a chill day. ESPMTG says, diet and exercise culture can be absurdly cultish. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't read her other book yet, Toast Bunny, but it's definitely in my queue. I have, like, a huge stack of Hunter S. Thompson books, though, I got at the used bookstore that I'm burning through. I'm currently on Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail 1972, and it's so good. Like, Hunter S. Thompson is legitimately just a fantastically interesting writer. Like, I don't know what Isuma was thinking when he was like, you know, Joe, I've been reading about this guy, Hunter S. Thompson. I feel like maybe if you incorporated some of his style into your work, you'd be more successful. And I'm like, really, Isuma? Because, like, I knew who Hunter S. Thompson was. I hadn't read all of his stuff, but I'd read some of it. I knew who he was. And I was like, really, that's the direction you think I should take with my YouTube channel and stuff? He's like, yeah, it really seems like it would work well with your existing style, you know, just really step it up a little bit. And I was just like, Isuma, Like, I don't know, man. Like, Hunter S. Thompson is, like, really out there. But you know what? I did like the stuff of his that I was already familiar with. Let me do a deep dive. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. And I I really think there's a lot for me to learn from Hunter S. Thompson. I wrote one of my poems for Cubs Canyon last season in the spirit of Hunter S. Thompson. The one with the gaping maw open to the sky. What type of author is Hunter S. Thompson? He's what's called a gonzo journalist, which means he traveled around the country following stories in the long term while doing way too many drugs and being just completely drunk. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if I have a copy of the Cubs Canyon poem handy. I might. I might have it on my phone here somewhere. Let's search for Canyon. Poems for Cleo. I don't know if this is the final version. But yeah, this is a draft, I guess. So yeah, I'll read this draft, which is probably pretty close to the final one. In the spirit, I wrote this poem about Cubs Canyon at Cleo's request, in the spirit of Hunter S. Thompson, and we can probably read it while we're going through here. At some point, I lost my appetite. I still eat. I have to. We all have to. I make food or I order it made, but it's never a meal. It's self-medication, treating the symptoms, dizziness, lack of concentration, lack of focus. But the canyon, it's more mouth and jaw above an endless stone belly, open teeth all turned toward the sky, like they're about to tear into the rest of the galaxy's soft underbelly. The canyon hungers. It hungers for caves. It yearns to feel emptiness beyond hunger. It demands caves. Deeper than the animalistic instincts, it etches its wishes onto wood, and it screams from every side, from multiple signs. Caves, caves, caves. It has seen inside Cub Fan a space, and like the cat waiting beside its unconscious owner, it will soon feast. Yeah, that was like the an early draft. I think I calmed it down on the final version. So it wasn't as obvious that the cat was waiting to eat Cub's corpse. It's heavily implied. Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson wrote the book Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and then they made a movie out of it. I say they, like, it was probably specific people. I don't know their names. Welcome, Lex the Leo. Also, great time for me to mention that we've been going for about 45 minutes now, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We are 13 away from our next face camera expansion. Look, there's a lot of corpses in Minecraft. It's okay for the cats to eat them. Hesitantly Hopeful Spren says, congrats on the overthrowing of the king. Also the engagement. I know, I'm so excited. I have, like, it's weird, because, like, I keep accidentally doing, like, the John Aston Gomez Adams smile, because I'm like, my face isn't big enough for you to really see it, but, like, I kind of captured the spirit. Saucefire says, I meant to say happy engagement. Here's to many wonderful years. Thank you, Sauce. I appreciate it. Okay. We need more Mumbo cosplays, says Marcus. It wasn't supposed to be a Mumbo Jumbo cosplay. It was supposed to be Gomez Adams. I was trying to do John Aston's Gomez Adams. But whatever, you know. Okay, how are we for daylight? Okay, we got about 4 minutes of daylight left. I need to take a quick hydration break and move some laundry along and refill my drink. If I go to our spreadsheet here that lists the Patreon patrons, streams. Okay, So we're going to go ahead and thank Stellar Spider for supporting the show on Patreon and play one of Stellar's favorite songs, Cogs. This is about a 90-second song. That's not long enough for me to refill my drink. So we're also going to go ahead and we're going to thank Zedric, and we're going to follow that up with the Binge Watch rap, which is always a fun one. Go binge watch, Joe. So thank you very much to Stellar Spider and Zedric. Between these two songs, that'll get us about a 4.5-minute hydration break. So we are going to go ahead and find some place safe to park where we're not going to get attacked by a bajillion mobs. Okay, this looks good to me. And putting up the hydration break sign. Thank you very much to Stellar Spider and Zedric for requesting Cogs and Binge Watch Rap.
I put the cogs into the box and then I've got another load. After a while my arms will get tired and then this job will blow. But I could be replaced by a machine that does my work in half the time. But I don't know where I'd go, 'cause I prefer putting cogs into the box, and now I've got another load. Only just a few more hours and then I'm free to go. But I can't cease in questioning if I really have a home. It makes me sick to think of it, 'cause I prefer
green glass screen, placing blocks by hand, it's the hills extreme. Have you ever seen a Yo's expand? Grown and shown up with your demands, yeah. Everybody subscribe, Sean Hills is here to promote his bro live. Placing blocks all over the place, all powered by a vegan with jump boost and haste. Brother, I'll watch him let's play and excavate with Joe, all the views I'll say it. Binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Stream it, fill in your gaps, check live feeds and load up HermitCraft. Watch it on any size screen, back it up to clone redstone machines just building. With dry concrete powder, wetting it down for a much smoother towel. 'Cause on this tube there's only one server, the whitelist is closed so don't inquire further. Neighboring players compete on their stores. HermitCrafters you love with improv rapport, you just binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Joe. Viewers, you better click subscribe because today we're building that hype. Comment, your praises don't fail. Sean Hill's on a roll with HermitCraft details, singing out loud the way it should be sung with the Nashville sound that you like for fun. You know it's live now like a HermitCrafter. Read the description, tweet about it after. The hour of the Hermit is nigh, churning out videos y'all will like. Binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, 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 Joe. Binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe.
welcome back, everyone, from that hydration break. Thank you to Patreon patrons Stellar Spider and Zendrick for picking those two songs. $5 a month gets you in the Patreon Discord. $10 a month gets you on the Minecraft servers. $20 a month, you also get to pick a song that gets played once a month during a stream. So thank you for your enhanced support level, Stellar Spider and Zendrick. Okay. We are jumping right back into it. We are using the Toxic Glitter Bed mod. Best mod ever. Okay, here we go. So, meanwhile, we got another tip rolling in from Lex the Leo for 5, who says, keep adventuring. Boom. Thank you very much, Lex Leo. That puts us 8 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay, so here's what we're doing now. We are running around placing a bunch of sand. That's just the easiest way to do it. It's just easier and faster. So the sand here isn't pretty, or the water here is shallow. It's so shallow that, like, it wouldn't be worth it to be moving a redstone machine all the time. It's just faster for us to just go through here and knock these out. Da-da-da-da. Yay. Nice chill stream after a wild weekend. Had a great time at Pinball Expo. We drove up on Friday. My kid gets out of school at 3, and then we immediately drive to Chicago. Got there at like midnight. Long drive. Big day. But it was nice. We took the back roads. Because, like, you can take the interstate up through Indianapolis and be on the interstate the whole time, basically, from Nashville. But it adds a lot of extra mileage, and even though it's higher speed and whatnot, like, the interstate can also get backed up, and then there's no side roads or anything. Whereas you take, if you go, like, straight from Nashville to Chicago in a straight line, it takes about the same time, minute for minute, but you save, like, 60 miles or something, which, from a fuel efficiency standpoint, is way better. Did I find some sponges yet? I'm going to borrow the sponges once I'm done with the grid. But yeah. So, high energy weekend. This is so much more relaxing than driving for 8 hours. Or 9 hours, I don't know, with stops and stuff. Yeah. It was fun, too, because, like, when we drove up to Massachusetts last week and back, we drove back along the Appalachian Mountains. And so Badger got to see the Appalachians, and that was cool. But this time I'm like, look, it's the opposite. It's all flat. Oops, all cornfields. Yeah, it was... So I'm really glad, getting to share, like, I don't know, no country is perfect. America has had a lot of problems the last few years especially, but being able to just drive across huge swatches of the country. I think I've driven something like 4,600 miles in the last 4 weeks. Because, yeah, I looked at my odometer. Because I reset the odometer when the tire broke. So I would know how much I had. Because you're only supposed to drive on that little donut tire for like 50 miles, right? And so I reset the odometer when the tire broke. And then I didn't really drive much until we left for Niagara Falls and Cleveland and stuff a few weeks ago. So maybe at 100 miles or something on it just for testing the tires out. But, yeah, so I think it was at like 4,300, 4,600 or something. So, yeah, we have gotten to see a lot of America in the last few weeks. And it's gorgeous country. Like, planes are definitely faster if you are in a hurry. But being able to see the country. And also, like, I mean, I was tallying up how much I spent on gas on these trips, and it was like the cost of one plane ticket. Which means if I was driving alone to Massachusetts and back, you know, maybe I should just take a plane. But if I'm driving myself and my fiance and my daughter, like, we're saving a ton of money. We're getting to see more stuff. So, yeah. If I ever make it up to Montana, ping me, says Pinto Bean. Ah, cool, cool. Yeah, honestly, this was kind of going to be our last big trip for a while. I'm going to try and get up to Wisconsin this summer. I was talking to Tom Graff from Fox Cities Pinball at the Pinball Expo. Super awesome guy. I know I raid them all the time, and some of you guys are like, I don't know if I want to watch this pinball tournament. It's really, from a technical standpoint, the way that they do all of that pinball streaming, like, he's got this incredible cart with multiple cameras and stuff on it that's fully wireless. He can wheel around these arcades for these tournaments. So he's got battery packs on there and antennae, and he's got, like, an actual, like, PVC, like, mast that he puts on the table in front of where he streams with all of the receiving antennas for the HDMI and the audio and stuff. But it's all designed to be broken down and moved from arcade to arcade for different tournaments. Like, the man is a technical genius with this stuff. And I'm really looking forward to trying to get up to Wisconsin this summer and try and work tech on one of his tournaments, like, because I feel like I could learn so much. So we chatted about that a little bit, because like I've got some downtime when my kid's at her mom's, so yeah. But yeah, getting to actually see that stuff in person, I didn't really get to like touch any of it because he was live streaming a huge tournament at the time, but like just like it's a really technically impressive setup. Yeah. So I was really excited to get to meet Tom Graff from Fox Cities Pinball. Like I said, I raid them all the time. If you haven't actually stuck around for one of those raids, it can be kind of hit or miss. I'm going to be honest, when I raid a pinball tournament, sometimes they're in the middle of a really exciting game and sometimes they're not. Sometimes the commentators are like really into the action. Sometimes the commentators are all playing in the tournament and have wandered away from the booth. You know, it's a whole thing. But yeah, give them a try next time I raid them. Check them out. But yeah, so I got to meet Tom Graff. I got to meet Manu in person for the first time. Very chill guy. I got to play a bunch of new machines that I hadn't had the chance to play before. I got to play John Papaduke's Magic Girl, which, wow, that machine sure is something. Like, Mr. Lance described it as cluttered, I believe, but, like, it wasn't that the game was cluttered. It was that there was just straight-up things in front of other things, so you couldn't tell what was going on. And then the skill shot, and I don't know if this is part of the design on all Magic Girls or just the table that they had in the just the table that they brought for Expo. But if you full plunge the skill shot, the ball would bounce back into the shooter lane, and you could just shoot the skill shot like 11 times because it kept bouncing back into the shooter lane. And I'm like, that can't be intentional, right? Because like I could understand like, oh, if you do like, I did not get to meet Scott Denisi, unfortunately. He was one of the few people that like I was trying to find and just didn't have time for. I got to meet Zach Meany of Flippin' Out Pinball. Him and Dennis Kriesel do a great show that I really enjoy listening to every week as well. Like a lot. So it's funny too because a lot of the streamers and stuff that I really like also do podcasts in pinball, and so yeah, it was like, oh, I know that guy's voice, like I hear this guy talking, and his name tag says Craig, and I'm like, are you Craig Bobby? Because you sound like Craig Bobby. I love your news segments on the Pinball Show and stuff like that. But yeah. So, no, it was really cool. I love getting to go hang out and meet people. I got to meet the Hot Nudge, I was going to say team? I don't know. But yeah, the Bells and Chimes Chicago Hot Nudge group was there. So I got to meet Anna and Jane and Rebecca from Hot Nudge. And it's funny because when I met Jane, I was like, "Oh, it's great to meet you," and she's like, "We've met before." I'm like, "Have we?" And she's like, "Well, I mean, I recognize you. I feel like I know we've met somewhere." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I recognize you because I watched your stream, but I don't like." I assume that most of the pinball people don't watch my streams because, like, the difference is I'm really excited about pinball and they don't necessarily care about Minecraft. So, like, yeah, I watch all their stuff, but I don't expect them to know what I look like or what I sound like or whatever. And, I was just like, okay, maybe Jane met somebody who looks like me or something. But, like, I definitely have never met Jane before. And, I realized, though, later that we had played walkabout mini golf against each other in a VR golf tournament, and my avatar really does look a ton like me, and so I ran into Jane later at the event, and I was like, "Hey, I think I realized where you think we met before." And she's like, "Oh, where is that?" I'm like, "We played mini golf in VR," and she's like, "Oh my god, that's it." Because, like, I heard your voice and I saw your face. I'm like, "Oh, that's Joe Hills." I knew, and I'm like, yeah. So it's crazy how VR can have this, like, weird, like, you really feel like you're sharing a space with people, or even if in the moment when you're playing VR games together, you're like, it's VR, but, like, later on your brain, like, just remembers, like, "Oh yeah, that's the time I went golfing with Joe Hills," right? It doesn't differentiate that. So that I thought was cool. But yeah, no, so yeah. All the folks that I got to meet in pinball, like the streamers and the podcasters and stuff that I got a chance to talk to, all fantastic people. Like, I really hope that once gaming conventions pick up again, that the Hermits can start getting out to conventions and events and hanging out with fans, because it's just such a great thing for people who are enthusiasts around a hobby to get together and just relax and chill. Like, and it's like, yeah, we spent some time playing pinball and palling around in front of pinball machines. We played the new 007. We played Queen, and we're talking about the games as we're playing it. But you know what? We also just sat around at the hotel bar and chatted and caught up, and it was nice, Pretty Okay Ray says, "I wonder if Joe could get B-dubs to shave the beard for him in Minecraft since he was the barbershop in the previous season." I've got a plan along those lines. It's not necessarily B-dubs, but that's a later this week thing. Everybody is so exhausted from the King stuff and the charity weekend. Like, I had kind of a fun idea for the shaving thing, but I can't. I think it's more fun if I get more people involved, but trying to wrangle more people today. If I wait until like Thursday or something, I think I can get something really impressive with it. Because, like, I could just change the skin now, but that's not as fun, right? We could do something cool. So. Uh-oh. What is that? Oh, that's my start HHH. So yeah, normally. So if it's a Monday where I have somebody else to help me pick up my kid, then I start HHH a little bit later. But today I'm going to have to get her myself, so I am going to be... so I started my stream earlier. Yeah, Cleo will not be joining. We're not going to do a formal HHH today. Cleo is not feeling well. She posted on Twitter. She's going to take a break during HHH time and then do a chill game for her evening stream. Pretty Okay Ray says, "Everyone did such an amazing job with both events. I'm shocked any of you are functioning still." Honestly, I think it helps for me that I just spent the weekend having an incredibly energizing experience at Pinball Expo. And for those of you just coming in, you haven't heard this yet. Apologies to the people who have, but like it's really important when you have something that you really love, like Minecraft, or in this case. And like I love Minecraft and I have so much fun with it and I've turned it into a part of my career now. But like it's important to have hobbies that are in other places, right, too. And getting to see people who are, because like I'm constantly playing with a bunch of professional gamers, right? So when we talk video games, we talk professional video games. We also talk about 800 other things, which is why our meetings run for 4 hours, because we're all professional monologuers. But to just go to a pinball convention and hang out, I got to meet Hup Challenge's Jordan and Becca from there. I got to see Fliptronics Jordan and Becca. They're both, everybody's Jordan and Becca, it seems like, in pinball. Yeah, I got to play Queen and 007 with Hop Challenge and Manu. And Hop Dog was there. I got to meet Hop Dog for the first time. We've rated him sometimes. I played a lot of VR chat with him and Scott Denisi. Yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, so I came back from this weekend feeling very energized, ready to come in here. And maybe I'm not ready to come in here and do like some sort of hugely creative project, but like I'm just like, you know what? I'm looking forward to going. I haven't sat down at a computer all weekend, basically, right? I mean, I guess last night I did for this shaving stream, but like I was mostly shaving. I wasn't like at the computer. I'm feeling good about coming in here, and I just want to work on I want to make progress on my Minecraft pinball machine. You know? I just want to get this thing moving along so I can show it off. Because, like, draining it is one of those things that isn't glamorous, so I haven't been really working on that part much. But it has to be done. Yeah, I basically made faces at a computer last night. I didn't sit and work at a computer. Soren says, congrats on the engagement, Joe. I'm going to watch the debearding stream now. Oh, yeah, enjoy. Yeah, the VOD's up on my YouTube channel. I posted a tweet. Would it be possible to make a huge Mumbo skin? That seems like a project for somebody else. Joe Hills, the green screen clipping is kind of nightmarish sometimes. Thanks? No, not a B007 pinball machine, but like a James Bond. Hey, Vash Guy, I am doing well today. Thank you for asking. It's just so relaxing. Starry Raven says, I missed one stream and Joe shaves his beard. Well, it was part of the charity thing. So, yeah. I know the sand noises are so nice. Honestly, one thing about driving, you know, hundreds of miles to Chicago and back is it gives you a lot of perspective on how nice it is to not be driving a car. It's just nice to sit and play sand. Oops. T-Block says, you look great without the beard. Thank you. Lunar Econite says, congrats on your engagement, Joe. And CHF says, beard or not, you always look great. A B007 machine would open the possibility of lots of B-dub sound clips. Could be memorable. That's true. Welcome, Blazing Bomber 07, who says first time watching a Joe Hill stream. Yeah, this is kind of the behind the scenes for my episodes. So if you've seen my episodes before, there's a lot of parts where I yell, time skip. Like, I'd come in here and be like, well, everyone, we've been working real hard on this grid, but we still have a long way to go. Time skip. And then this is the time skip. With the time skip is me talking to the chat while I move like a bajillion blocks of sand. How many sand have you placed this season according to the statistics? Great question. I wish there's a search feature here. Is it alphabetical, though? Interactions with smoker. Is it under items, maybe? Can I sort this by mined? I have mined 127,000 sand. I've used 50,000 sand. I've picked up 158,000 sand. I guess a lot of those got smelted. And dropped 513. I wonder what I've dropped the most of. Spider eyes. Not surprising. I've picked up the most sand, though. I've used the most pickaxe. Blackstone. Blackstone's all over this thing. Birch, too. CHF says driving long distances can be the absolute best if you're driving a car you absolutely love. Yeah, I'm happy with my car, but it's also like a 2008 Honda Fit, and it's getting old. So to some degree, I was also kind of trying to like see like this might be the last huzzah for this car. I don't have any plans to replace it anytime soon. If anything, I've tried to live in parts of town where if the car broke down, I could go a year without replacing it. Like, Nashville is a good public transit system if you live in certain places. You have to... So, your car's a 67. Well, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, right now I'm not... like, I've got a break-even business, and that assumes things, like, what makes it a break-even business is stuff like not having to pay for a new car. So, if the car broke down, it would probably just be a while before I replaced it. But I was just like, you know what? The car's still relatively reliable. Let's go on a big road trip while we can, because I don't know how long it's going to be reliable, you know? Like, because at a certain point, like, it's like, okay, well, I'm driving like a 15-year-old car, which means next year it's going to be a 16-year-old car, and after that it's going to be a 17-year-old car. And Mini Cheese Mouse says that caveat's essential. Tried to catch a bus there, but I couldn't get to the bus stop because there was no sidewalk. Yeah, that's the thing, is I've lived places that on paper seemed like they would have been good for public transit, but it was actually really hard to get to the bus stop because of like big highways or stuff like that. Yeah, I had to go way out of my way to get to the bus stop in stupid ways, and I was like, Arr. Alex Bernstein says, how many pinball machines are made of any particular line? Considering the cost, I would guess the production runs are rarely over 200. Actually, Alex, most production runs, they'll do like a 500 run of limited edition machines or collector's edition or something. And then they'll do somewhere like 1,000 to a few thousand of the baseline models for arcades and stuff. So for Beatles, they produced 1,964, I think. They capped it at 1964, the year the Beatles came to America. And that wasn't a huge seller. So I think most of them probably 2,000 to 6,000. But they don't publish this info like about every machine. They'll say how many limited edition models they're making, but they won't say how many of the baseline. But they definitely make more of the baseline because they're thousands of dollars cheaper. Yeah, Nashville doesn't have good passenger rail, which is frustrating. Casimir tips $10 and says, let me do a limited run of $10 for you. Thank you very much. That puts us 2 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. There you go. You can see a little bit better now. I'm happy with how the Gomez Adams mustache. It's a very John Aston look I'm going for here. If we go black and white like we did on the stream last night, it's even more obvious. But Wobble Bob says, you look like Freddie Mercury. It's funny, I actually got to play the Queen pinball machine this weekend, which is it's an interesting one. It's a work in progress machine. It's not finished. But one of the modes for We Will Rock You, you know, the one where it's got the boom boom ch, boom boom ch, boom boom ch, boom boom ch. That one. So you can light up extra shots. Like, so in pinball, there might be a bunch of shots all over the board, like different ramps and things and targets you can hit and whatnot. But you get more points usually if the shot is like, if there's an arrow pointing at the shot that's like flashing, right? Because it lets you know, like, hey, you've activated this ramp, right? The ramp from a mechanical standpoint always works, but it might not give you any points unless you hit it when it's flashing, right? So there's in the We Will Rock You mode, if you hit both flippers on the boom boom ch, 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 every time that you hit them on beat with that, it adds an additional lit shot that you can get bonus points from. So that's kind of a fun rhythm game element. Now the problem is that, like, maybe the ball is bouncing in such a way that works perfectly, or maybe the ball is bouncing in such a way that you have to choose, would I rather flip on beat and risk the ball going somewhere I don't want it to go, or do I miss this opportunity to light an extra shot, right? Which is a really cool little element. So, yeah, if I had shaved my beard before I got back, I could have gotten a picture next to the Freddie Mercury on the machine. That would have been smart. M. Caligula says, it doesn't work. You don't need to make the small holes. It works just fine with thin strips of rectangles. Really? I'm not 100% on that. I did shave last night. Am I going to shave the stash? I don't have any plans to do that at present. 4 wide is good with the strips. 5 wide is too much. Yeah, this might be more work up front, but I feel like when you do it that way, you have to, if you don't have it gridded, you have to really pay attention to your timing and keep moving and stuff. And I get distracted a lot while I'm streaming. So this is maybe the more optimal. Welcome, It's Cave. First time chatter on Twitch. J Virus says, know any good books on pinball design? Not really. There's some books on pinball repair and pinball history, but design itself, like design theory, you're really better off just going in and playing a bunch of classic machines and getting a feel for what works and what didn't. Listening to the Silverball Chronicles Pinball podcast, talking about the history of the mechanisms and who designed, talking about the history of pinball designers, kind of gives you some insight into design over time. It's like, because, oh, hey, this is when they got the ability to do plastic molded ramps, and this designer did this with them, or blah, blah, blah. Like, how many shulkers of sand is this? I have no idea. Two squares without the divider would be minimal risk, and then still remove a large amount of sand. Yeah. Okay. One, two, three, four. Well, Mirth says, don't shave this stash. It looks fabulous. Danny W says, how many gallons of water in this? I don't know. How many gallons of water are in a cubic meter? I would guess a lot. The sand wall gets smelted for the playfield top anyway, so we kind of need the sand. It's like... Pinto Bean says, pinball game design seems like it would be a closely guarded secret. Well, the thing about it, though, is a lot of... So there's a difference between... So the pinball rules coding is closely examined by tournament players. So that gets torn apart anyway. And the geometry elements of the design are all observable because they're geometry. 264 gallons in 1 cubic meter. I Collect Games says, I used to work in a 50s nostalgia diner that had a classic Bally's Wizard pinball machine the owner could play forever. Oh yeah, when you really learn the physics of the machine, the angles, the way the ball bounces on a machine you're super familiar with, you can go for a while. The answer is this is a lot of water. Aaron Gonzalez says, I'm just one perm away from being Weird Al now. I know, I didn't realize that I was going to look like Weird Al, because I've never had a mustache without the beard. This is a new experience for me. I grew out the mustache for the first time when I grew out the beard for the first time, and this is my first time shaving the beard, so yeah. It's fun. I'm having fun with it. Right in time for the documentary on Weird Al. I know. I should get my, the problem is my Hawaiian shirt is actually very boring. It's just blue. Let's see. Hey, it looks like we just hit 1 o'clock p.m. here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're on U.S. Central Time, doing a little station identification. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from the HermitCraft server. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Just as a quick reminder, let's take a look over here at our abacus. We are 18 away from the next face camera expansion milestone, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Also, we got a great question from Vealchart, who says, did you see Weird Al Pinball? I did. I got to play the P3 Weird Al game. It is wild. I had heard about P3s on podcasts, but I never actually got to see one in person before. I knew that the bottom 2/3 of the playfield was a giant screen, but what I didn't realize was that meant that the flipper mechanisms had to be on levers, where the actual coil was, like, off and out of the way, instead of directly under the playfield. Like, I assumed, I guess, that the screen would stop before you got to the flipper mechanisms. And the same thing for the slings. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm sure they have a creative solution to this. Like, they shaped the screen somehow. But no, the screen goes all the way to the bottom. And then there's these weird levers that pull the flippers. When you hit the button, it activates a coil that moves these, or actuates these levers. It's really weird. I need to post... I got pictures of all this stuff. I was going to say, one of my goals for this afternoon is to post those pictures and videos on Twitter, so that then when I'm talking about them during my stream tonight, I can be like, here's what that looks like. Because right now, this is more of just a chill, hangout stream. I didn't know until shortly before we started that Cleo wasn't going to be able to make it. So we're just doing our own little HHH today. It's just Joe helping Joe. I'm making progress on a thing that I knew I needed to make progress on. Dun 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 dun. Oops. But yeah, this is the sort of thing, like, usually sand gathering and stuff we would have done during the Dracula stream. But we didn't do Dracula on Saturday because of the Chicago Pinball Expo. So I'm also kind of getting... This is kind of a catch-up day where I'm getting back to where I was supposed to be at the end of that Dracula stream. So that way my pinball machine construction doesn't fall too far behind. No, not ketchup as in, like, mustard and mayo. Withervein says, I sent a picture of Jomez Adams to my partner last night, and he said, wow, he's like a Freddie Mercury, Raul Julia clone. Thanks. Kingu says it's a whole lot cheaper to design a mechanism to go around the screen than it is to redesign the screen. You're not wrong. Mohan Kumar says, why were you not there during the charity stream? Unfortunately, I had scheduled a visit to the Chicago Pinball Expo months before the charity thing was even announced. Or, not announced, even before Scar began planning it. And originally when he started talking about it, he's like, maybe we'll do it at the beginning of October. And then it kept getting pushed. I was like, maybe it'll keep getting pushed until November, and then I can attend. But no, sadly, it ended up being while I was out of town. So, but I was very excited for the Hermit. Whooshy says, I feel like you contributed, Joe, in your own way. Yeah, well, like I said, I posted that tweet with the beard thing, and I did a YouTube post about it as well. So, and Cub and Ren and Tango were making jokes about it during the stream. So hopefully that built some hype. And I did hear names of regulars from my chat being read, so I know that y'all were showing up and supporting, even though I couldn't be there. But, yeah. Whoops. That's a good way for water to sneak through. I think that was too many. I am not used to seeing my chin on the stream anymore. That's weird. There was beard hype in the Clio chat, too. Mazer T says I donated. Thank you, Mazer. Sand placing sounds like jazz techno. Exactly. Am I just drawing an ocean monument? No. There is an ocean monument nearby, but no, I built a giant pinball machine that's rising out of the sea. I look younger and healthier, says Maximus Prime. Thank you. I'm actually older and healthier. Because I'm getting older every day. Fun fact. I don't have that Benjamin Button thing. Chloe the Great and Powerful says, haha, I got a chance to pop in during the break. Looking good, Mustache Man. Thank you, Chloe the Great and Powerful. But I do look younger. Manatee Gag says, according to Jevin, NJ is my dude person. Okay, I think 2 people have posted that, and I don't know exactly what you mean. But, like, was Jevin talking about NJ during the charity stream or something? Miss Canuck says the poem for Rem was amazing. Thank you. Oh, NJ donated and Jevin recognized the name. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. So so the idea is that Jevin recognized that that folks were donating from my community. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Bill Yon says I come into the stream and there's a Shorn Joe. Yeah, there Shorn is. If y'all want an even better look at this, once again, we are 18 away from the next face camera expansion. So, Asher Sanderson has the time code at 3 hours and 11 minutes. NJ's dono got read out, and Jevin said something. Oh, that's funny. Wobbly Music Stand says, Joe, do you know how much longer the charity donation link will be open? I thought it was closed, so I absolutely am the wrong person to ask. It was supposed to be... Cub told me it was closing last night. So that means if it's open now, it's not necessarily supposed to be, and I wouldn't assume it will be for very long. But it might be closed now. Dang it, I was trying to put 3 down there so I can continue this cycle here. You know what, let's just do 1 at a time for these. It's faster. Asher Sanderson said, I made note of that in my brain for some reason. Well, thank you, Asher. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of conflicting things about the link, but yeah, basically the short answer is I'm not the right person to ask, is what I'm realizing, because I've heard things that are conflicting with the current reality, and y'all are telling me things that conflict, and I don't know. I don't know what's what. But yeah, when Ren was like, shave the beard, I was like, I was driving. And I'm like, Ren, I said in the tweet that I was driving. If Cub Fan didn't read that part out, I said in the tweet that I was going to do it at 8:30 U.S. Central Time. If Cub didn't read that out loud, that's not on me. Oh, boy. Stretch out, everybody. We are at the 90-minute mark on the stream. And I just finished my soda, so I think it is time for us to do a quick hydration break. Why don't we fly up here real quick? And maybe one more. Boy, this feels like I'm doing a lot, but it's kind of not a lot. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and check who we need to thank next. Excuse me. You know what? Why don't we go ahead? I saw Drubaka here earlier. Drubaka requested Lines. We're going to go ahead and play Lines. That's about a 4-minute song. That'll give me a chance to refresh my drink and check on the dryer. I think it's still running, but it's kind of... I put a lot of stuff in there. I'm gonna like add 20 minutes to it. So I will be right back. So folks who back the Patreon at $20 a month get to pick a song. So in this case, it's Drubaka. $5 a month gets you Discord access on the Patreon. $10 a month gets you access to the Minecraft servers. So, anyway, I will be right back. This is Lines from Sean Hill 6 Joe Goes Volume 1. Oh, wait, don't want that one. Remove my face.
Power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon. They say across the fence line the grass is always butcherous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers, violent murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy, becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative. We won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated. A power line to convey certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all, to bring us home.
Welcome back from this hydration break. Vintage Beef came back. I'm glad y'all are back too. I'm going to turn my camera back on. I'm going to turn off the hydration break sign. I'm going to not strike the ground. Strike the earth. It's Dwarf Fortress. No, we're not playing Dwarf Fortress. Okay. We are just placing some long rows of sand. Someone says that I don't need to grid it entirely. We'll give that a try. Will there be a repeat of the Thanksgiving Kids Craft stream like you did with Badger last year? Well, Badger's not going to be here for Thanksgiving this year. We were actually going to do a pumpkin carving stream together later this week. Boorango says, Dwarf Fortress, you should stream that. I don't know. If I streamed Dwarf Fortress, I would want to do the ASCII version. I don't want to play the Steam version. Because I think the Steam version is like graphical tile sets, and that feels like that's for other people. But I don't think people would... I don't know. The Steam version isn't out yet. Okay. Yeah, I'd rather just do the text version. But... like, I also, like... I'm really not... I've skipped so many Minecraft streams this month that from a budgetary standpoint, I really can't afford to be skipping Minecraft streams. I've been traveling a lot, and, like, the Minecraft streams are what pays the rent. And, like, if I get far enough ahead and I'm building my savings, then I can be like, yeah, let's goof off, play Dwarf Fortress. But if I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, rent is due on the 25th, and then health insurance is due after that, and it's like, well, I can pay the rent, but the health insurance is going to be tight, then I really need to be streaming Minecraft, and not something that's going to make everybody leave. Just as a treat. So, I am thinking, so over Thanksgiving, since my daughter's going to be away, and I'm going to have some extra free time, I'll try and do some Pokemon streams. Because the new Pokemon game comes out right before Thanksgiving. And I get kind of bummed out when everyone's gone. Badger's going to be back in England then, and my daughter's going to be with her mom for Thanksgiving. So that way I will have something, a new game to play and stream extra with y'all. So that's kind of the plan there. But, okay. Do. I do have Legends of Arceus, and I had a lot of fun with it. I think it was one of the most innovative Pokemon games in a long time. Will I be getting Scarlet or Violet? I will be buying... No, what I normally do is Costco has a 2-pack, where instead of buying each game for $60, you buy both of them for like $110. So you save $10. And then whichever one my daughter wants, I get the other one. So... if she's like, oh, I talked to one of my friends and Pokemon Scarlet has this Pokemon, so I have to have Scarlet, then I'm like, okay, I'll get Violet, right? Or vice versa. So the flying machine I use to clear the water only works when up to the depth of the tallest point. So there's like some actual like hills and stuff underneath here that are an issue. So, yeah. Are the newer Pokemon games voiced or is reading required? I assume that reading is required, but I might just be turning the voice. I read all the voices out loud as part of the fun on the streams, but I don't remember if I had to turn off anything to do that. Because, like, any game with voice acting is just terrible for streaming. You gotta turn that off and do the voices yourself, or you're just not gonna have a good show. Yeah, shave went well. See? Dee. Thanks, other player. Thanks, Beef. Aviva confirms that there is no voice acting in the Pokemon games. Okay, thank you, Aviva. That's the thing, is because turning off the voice acting is one of the first things I do in any game I stream, I don't remember, like, doing it or not doing it or whatever. I just assume, like, if you can turn it off. Somehow they all sound like Dracula. Uh-oh. That guy's making shrubs. Let's get away. Yeah, I played Breath of the Wild with when my kid got her tonsils out. Like she would watch me play it because she had off from school for recovering from surgery. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't think I. So like a lot of the stuff I stream, I also stream blind. And so I don't know that going back and playing Breath of the Wild on stream would be fun for me or for y'all. Like, I'd rather play it not knowing what's up. You know, like since I've already beaten Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't want to play it on stream. Now, when the new Breath of the Wild comes out, maybe. It's an exploration game. Yeah, but and a lot of the fun of exploration games is seeing things for the first time. So, like, you know, maybe going back and playing it 10-year anniversary of Breath of the Wild. It's like, oh my gosh, I remember this. Like, you kind of recapture some of that sense of the initial exploration just because it's been so long. You know? Does my trident have impaling on it? Yeah, but I left it it's in one of the boxes. Aviva says, I refuse to pre-order Pokemon games anymore after Ultra Sun and Moon. Yeah, is that the one where, like, the entire first, like, 3 hours of the game was cutscenes? Because I was going to try and stream that when it came out. And I had a really terrible setup for it. But, like, I was just like, this is impossible. Wait, what? How's this guy all the way over here? Yeah, so that's good to hold on to. Hello, Joe Hills and Joe Hills Enthusiast, says Either Whispers. Welcome, welcome. Because, yeah, the Hawaii Pokemon game, it was just one continuous cutscene for the first few hours. And I was like, this is not doable as a game that I stream. I have not played Phonetopia Awakening. I do like phones, though. I used to read 2600. They stopped carrying it at our local bookstore, which was annoying. I should probably have just gotten a subscription, but, like, I move around a lot, so... But yeah, phones are great. That's weird. It didn't make the noise. Okay, that time it did. I don't know that I have a favorite Pokemon game, but I will say Legends Arceus is the one that probably... Like... Well, I will say... I haven't been as impressed with a new version of Pokemon since Gold and Silver came out. Gold and Silver just completely added so much to Red and Blue. And I loved Gold and Silver when they came out. Because I had played Red version and like on the Nintendo Game Boy when I was a kid, and when Gold and Silver came out, I got those, I got one of them immediately. I don't remember which one. I think I got Gold, but because it's like one of my siblings I think got Silver maybe. I don't know. I'm blanking. But my brain, core concept. Gold and Silver was just like a huge jump forward for the whole series. And I haven't felt like there's been as significant a jump forward for Pokemon since Gold and Silver as when I played Arceus Legends. I was just like, yeah, this is the next huge leap forward. They really just nailed it. Oh, I enjoyed Pokemon Black and White a lot. I'm just saying, like, I didn't feel like they were as innovative, or I didn't feel like they pushed the envelopes as much as Arceus and Gold and Silver. They were refined. I felt like Black and White were really good refinement passes. They were some of the best. They were some of the best. Oh boy, what's the executions of the existing concepts? Why do I think Gold and Silver was such a big leap forward? Well, they doubled the number of Pokemon practically. They included they had like a new game plus-esque exploration of the original world. Like, so you got to revisit Red and Blue years later, right? They had night and day mechanics. They added eggs. They added evolution items. I mean, they had all the stuff that made Red and Blue great. But just more. Held items, did they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Silver and Gold added held items. They added berries. They added. Was Red and Blue or not Red? Sorry, not Red and Blue. Yeah, Gold and Silver. They added berries, held items. Red and Blue were the original. I've been talking too much. My brain is melting, and I'm getting shot by these things. Yeah, passion project modding, like ROM hacks, are really cool. I don't have time to play them, unfortunately, these days. That was something I was into when I was younger, but where did my body go? Who knows? It's a mystery to everyone. Have I tried to do a Nuzlocke-style playthrough? Nope. Because, like, the thing is, it's like somebody else making up a bunch. So I love making challenges for myself when I play Pokemon that are just emergent responses to what I'm playing in the game. And Nuzlocke is like letting someone else tell you what challenges you have to do, right? So like when I saw the Tommy Wiseau film The Room for the first time, nobody knew what it was. But it was one of those things where it's just like, hey, it's such a bad movie, everybody just makes up jokes and yells them at the screen, like Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I was like, awesome, I would love to go to that and yell jokes and stuff at the screen, right? So, you know, I watched The Room, and I yelled jokes at the screen, and I had a great time. And then The Room came through town like 3 or 4 years later, and apparently it's the sort of thing like, oh, there's certain things you're supposed to yell at the screen at certain times now. It's not free-form... You're riffing on the movie. It's a group performance of an existing script, and that's what this Nuzlocke stuff feels like to me. Like the Nuzlocke stuff is like, okay, somebody made up a bunch of challenges that they felt were really cool for them, and I'm happy for them because I love doing that myself. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna offload that to that person from now on. I'd rather play Pokemon and make up my own challenges as I go. Twitchamo says, you're the best hermit, or were. Thanks. Because you're so down to the ground, a person could just interact with you. I would say almost all the hermits are really approachable. Like, if you met us at a convention and stuff, like, you know, that's the thing is the last few years, some people might seem more distant because they're not, like, out there hitting the convention circuit. But, like, you go to Minecon, you say hi to us, like, we're chill. We want to hang out. We go to hang out with y'all. Some have too many fans to have meaningful conversations online. Maybe. But, I mean, you know, this is part of why I have the 3 chats, so that way all the chats move slower, and then it's easier for me to keep up with everything, you know. But, like, so for example, when I was playing Legends Arceus, I was basically the whole game, I was trying to get the full Pokedex entry for every Pokemon, right? So I was continuously cycling in new, recently caught Pokemon so I could use the moves needed for the Pokedex entry. So my party was constantly changing. That was really fun. When I played, what was the one with the English stuff? The one for the Switch. When I played the English Pokemon with Scotland and whatnot, I'm blanking on the name of it. Sword and Shield, yeah. When I played Sword and Shield, though, I was like, okay, my little challenge for myself is I'm going to try to have as many ghost Pokemon in my party as I can. Because just, like, as a theme, like, because all the different trainers in the game are always, you know, all the trainers are like, I'm a bug trainer, I'm a fire trainer, I'm a this trainer. I was like, I'm going to be a ghost trainer. And so that made certain parts of the game very challenging. Data Recovery says, hey, Joe, longtime YouTube viewer. I just wanted to say, Mazel Tov on your engagement. I wish you both so much happiness. Thank you, Data Recovery. That's very kind of you. Appreciate it. Aviva says, I always get too attached to the first Pokemon I catch on the early routes and then don't ever use the cooler new ones you only get later. Yeah, that's something I've had trouble with too, Aviva, and that was why I felt like Arceus having that Pokedex thing where you actually, like, expand your Pokedex by using the Pokemon in battles, that encouraged me to get out of that habit and to cycle through every Pokemon through my party. Empcat Ligula says, somehow I always became a bug trainer in Sword and Shield. There's just so many dual-type bugs in that game. Yeah, see, that's just a fun... That's a fun way to play the game, is you just kind of create your own narrative or your own story. And, like, I feel like... Like I said, I don't have any problem with the guy that made Nuzlocke or anything, but I just feel like that they were trying to create something for them. And I could probably have a fun time creating something similar for me, but it would have to be more emergent. It would have to be as I play through the game and fit the story, you know? So, I don't, like, you know, kind of like how in Minecraft last season I had, or maybe 2 seasons ago, I had, like, the no diamond challenge thing. I was like, nope, all the diamonds cover in lava. That's it, you know? Like, that wasn't something I went into the season planning. That was just something I ended up doing that was fun, you know? And I like playing Pokemon kind of the same way. Everybody has different styles, different things they enjoy. I am currently gridding out some of this ocean to make it easier to drain later. My brain is kind of melted from this weekend, but I'm excited to hang out and play Pokemon. No, Minecraft. I'm excited to hang out and play Minecraft. I'm just like, ooh boy, it has been a whole lot this weekend. Okay, we're gonna put the nearly broken shovel in the toolbox so we don't actually break it. Boom. Let's consolidate some of this stuff down. Okay. Boy. Yeah, this is a mess. Okay. That one can go in there. Just everything's a mess. I don't really feel like going through all this right now. I just want to gather more sand and be on my way. Putting this andesite stuff away would help, but meh. That would have been smart to consolidate somewhere too. Yay. Why do I have horn coral in there? Are some of these water bottles? Just drink those real quick. Coral. Coral. I saw someone do a challenge where they were only allowed to catch shinies. Says Ezra Manning. Oh, see, that sounds like such a grind. I couldn't do that. That's too much. Okay. Centauratron says, I did a grass monotype run in Sword and it was tough. Yeah, doing a solely typed, no dual type run would be a real difficult challenge. Okay. Probably don't need this stick. We can consolidate that into something. Okay, so this one's empty. One shulker box. Okay. Do I play Pokemon Go? I used to, but then they dropped support for my watch, and I was really annoyed and I stopped playing. Yeah, taxes are a lot of work there, Jarrell Williams. Good luck with yours. How'd I get the boat to stay on the bottom? I think I probably placed the boat on the bottom. Or it hit the waterfall and fell in. Ever watched the Ironmon challenges? I don't think so. Blaze says, I'm glad I play Pokemon. No rules, because it sounds like a lot to keep track. Yeah. They want you to spend $50 to buy the Go Plus. Well, too bad. I already have a perfectly good watch for, like, you know, health reasons. It's like... Uh-oh. That's not exactly safe. But yeah, no, because, yeah. It's like I've got a watch with, like, a smartwatch or whatever with a heart monitor on it. Because I was not regulating my caffeine intake very well. I was starting to have heart racing issues. But I just always have so much work to do. I will say, though, that, like, it has helped. But yeah, so it's like, well, I'm not gonna go buy a separate device to play Pokemon Go. And it's like, but... But yeah, I just don't like walking around with my phone out. Like, it was just easier to, like, spin Pokestops and stuff. With the watch. It just kind of killed the vibe for me. And, like, you know, they don't owe me anything, so, but, like, I don't owe them my time either. It's like, you don't like my watch, you don't get my time. Yeah, my frames do drop by half when facing another hub. Oh, I forgot to put the shulkers down. Whoops. They increase the spin range. Well, so that's the thing, though, too, is it's like... but then I still have to get my phone out. Like... Oh, they're not gonna get me, I don't think. Enjoy your homemade chai there, Nola. Have I ever played Minecraft Hardcore? Yeah, I actually, I've been in some UHC events with the other hermits and my friends back in the day, and I actually run a monthly hardcore server for my Patreon patrons at the $10 and up level. And every month has slightly different rules or server mods or stuff like that behind the scenes to keep things fresh. This month we're running the Ledger mod with the permissions set up so that everyone can see every change. Everyone has access to the inspect command. And I haven't seen a lot of feedback about how that changed play dynamics. But I was thinking in the long term, some people have asked for there to be stuff like that set up on one of our main servers. And because of the way my staff structure is set up and how much money I have to pay them, which is not as much as I would like, I don't want my staff playing Sherlock if somebody's like, hey, someone went through my chests. So what I was thinking is if I install the Ledger mod, the Ledger mod lets you inspect a chest or a block or something and see who placed this block or who broke the blocks or who's used this chest and what they take out and put in, that sort of thing. So what I was thinking was if I did set it up, I would basically say, hey, everybody on the server can use the inspect command on a block in front of them to see, or a chest, to see what's been done here. Call us if you need us to ban someone. 99% of the time when somebody's like, oh no, my shop, somebody stole a bunch of stuff. Somebody else is like, oh, whoops, I was in the middle of shopping and then my kid dropped something and I logged out real quick. Here's your diamonds, right? 90% of the time there's just this huge thing where it's like, oh, something happened, there's a misunderstanding and we don't know. And like whoever caused the misunderstanding had to rush away from their computer and won't be back for several hours. Or even a day or two. And then when they come back, they're like, oh, whoops, sorry to get everybody freaked out. That was my bad, right? So, like, basically saying, like, look, anybody can run this inspect command and see, hey, somebody took a bunch of stuff out of my shop. Then you can send that person a message on Discord saying, hey, did you forget to pay? Everything okay? And then, you know, if they're a jerk back, then you can tell the mods what happened and we can just ban them. But, like, I don't want the mods to be doing the investigation of, hey, it looks like you took a bunch of stuff from the shop. What's going on there? You know, like, that's not staff time that I can afford. So just giving all players the ability to inspect every chest or every block, placed, removed, broken, destroyed, that sort of thing, would basically give the players the opportunity to resolve these conflicts internally. Because, like I said, 99% of the time, nobody is really trying to be a jerk on these servers. Like, at the point where you're paying $10 a month to get on there, and you're having to wait a few days to get whitelisted and stuff, like, it's almost always, oh no, something happened, there was a power outage, and then my brother called, I had to run across town, like, yeah, no, I was just in the middle of getting stuff, I was in the middle of shopping, and I got logged out. It's, you know, we don't really have, like, big thievery problems. But what we do have is we do have these occasional misunderstandings that just stress a bunch of people out, right? And so if every single player, like, I don't want people to be like, oh, no, I filed a ticket with the mod staff, and now I got to wait 24 hours for them to look at it, or whatever. Or probably wouldn't be that long normally, but, like, you know, like, there's a lot. The biggest problem in these situations is the uncertainty. So what we're testing on this Everstorm hardcore server this time is, what if you can see everybody who touches your stuff? So, but yeah, so the idea is, people can then resolve their own conflicts internally, or if there is somebody that needs to be banned, they just bring it to the staff, and then the staff verify the claim, and then ban them. Next problem, you know. It'll just keep things moving quicker. Are people making Sanderson builds? Oh, yeah. I got the name from the Stormlight Archive. Mahi says, can spectators run ledger commands? I believe I set it so everyone can run this. Let me know if they can't, Mahis, because I believe it's set up so everyone can run inspect commands, but that's a great question. I would assume so, because a lot of times mods on servers would be in spectator mode when they're doing investigations like this. So I think you'd have to have the ability to run those commands as spectators. But yeah. Yeah, we don't manage an economy. A bunch of people just got the idea to make shops from somewhere, maybe from HermitCraft, I don't know. But it's the sort of thing where, like, I don't have the resources to enforce payment on this stuff. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's, if we can give y'all tools to have more fun playing amongst yourselves, we want to do it. If we can avoid uncertainty and miscommunications and help people resolve things directly like adults, then we want to make sure those tools are available. But for the people, I talked to some other server people, and they're like, what? I would never give everyone inspect commands. What? That sounds like wild. And I'm like, but if you trust your players to walk around the server with the ability to break blocks with pickaxes, why wouldn't you trust them with the ability to inspect who put a block somewhere? Ginger Bee says, congrats, by the way. Thank you. What's all the sand for? We are doing some water removal. And I need to grit it out before I borrow sponges. Oh boy. Gathering all the sand. It's in demand. Just like I planned. Ezra Manning says, only mods can do those commands on my server. It gets very annoying and drama-y. Yeah, so Ezra Manning, what's the #1 reason you wouldn't give all of the players the inspect command? If you don't mind my asking. So we're getting a little dirt there. Not intentional. Because, like, the way I looked at it was, if I set up luck perms... Oh, Ezra Manning says, I'm just a member. It's not my decision. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not giving everyone access to Ledger's rollback command or anything like that, but giving them the inspect command. Although I was considering a server option... I was considering a server concept called the Time War server, where, like, every player could use the rollback command, like, every 24 hours or once a week or something. I think maybe once a week. But the thing about the rollback command is there's also an undo rollback command. And so maybe making it so that you can undo rollbacks twice a week, but you can do a rollback once a week or something, like... which would let people clone items. It would let people do all sorts of wild stuff. But, like, hey, it's a time war. You're supposed to be... Yeah, the inspect command might be resource intensive. Yeah, that is a fair concern. If everybody is doing it at once, but, like, I think most people wouldn't be using it in normal gameplay. They would primarily be using it when there's a problem. And I will say, like, when somebody's, like, freaked out that somebody stole stuff from their shop or griefed their base or something, that's way more resource intensive in terms of humans for a bunch of people to get worked up over, right? Time War, Paradox is encouraged. Yeah, yeah. Vealchart says, if you get half of it gridded out, then sponge, you should have most of the sand you need to get the other half. Yeah, I also need a ton of sand for actual glass and stuff in the pinball machine. So I'm going to be cooking a lot of this and then using it. So to some degree, it's not, like, this is a multi-step process, right? We're knocking out several birds here. Oh, boy. 1:57. Hey, we're hitting the 2 o'clock here in Nashville, Tennessee. Good time for me to remind folks that we are $18 away from our next face camera expansion milestone, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah, on HermitCraft, we wouldn't want the inspect command for the players because, yeah, like, we build stuff for each other in ways that can be surprises and stuff like that. That's, yeah. Yeah, but, like, the thing is, HermitCraft is supposed to be dramatic, right? But, like, my servers for people to come hang out on after work are not necessarily in the same way, right? Welcome back, Ginger Bee. Kingu says, I wonder if you could set a cost, like each inspect command as a poison potato. Possibly. And that's where, like, with this Time War server, right? Like, what if it cost a Nether Star to do a rollback, right? But it only cost a Wither Skull to roll back a rollback, to undo a rollback. Like, try to tilt pinball, raiding with a party of 12. Hey, welcome. We raided Try to Tilt last night when y'all were playing the Munsters. I was actually dressed as Gomez Adams. I don't know if you can tell, but I just shaved. So I've got my Gomez Adams mustache for Halloween here. But yeah, I was black and white wearing a pinstripe suit as Gomez Adams. And I saw you were playing Munsters, and I was like, it's not quite on brand, but it's close. So we sent everybody over to Try to Tilt Pinball. For those of you joining from the Try to Tilt raid, my name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from the HermitCraft server. I am currently gathering a bunch of sand to use on my giant scale pinball machine. It's 128 meters wide and 256 meters deep, based on Spooky Pinball's cabinet for total nuclear annihilation. I'm doing my own custom theme for the art and layout. I'm calling it Deep Field, and it's all about space telescopes. There's a lot of great old-school space-themed pinball games, and I was like, let's do something celebrating the James Webb Space Telescope and the other stuff. So, yeah, I'm currently in resource-gathering mode for that. But right now, the build is... I was going to say, the build isn't, quote-unquote, that impressive. I've got the cabinet built. I've got the back box in. I've started laying out where the play field is in general, but I haven't actually started putting any details onto the play field. I'm kind of waiting before I fully develop the art for a few more rounds of pictures to come back from the JWST. So this is kind of like a year-long project that I'm only a few months into. I'm hoping to get the artwork on the sides and back box of the machine done in January. So that gives us 3 more months of JWST photos to come back. Will it have an Apollo 13 style 13-ball multi-ball? Asked Fieldchart. That thing is bonkers. They have one of those at Game Terminal. And yeah, Apollo 13, if you get a chance to play it, it is fantastic. How long does the resource gathering take me? I usually do it in like a few hour chunks at a time, but like when you're building something 256 meters deep and 128 meters wide, it ends up being a lot. But yeah, you know what? Let's just head over there now. We've got almost a full inventory worth of sand, and we got some folks here from the pinball community. So why don't we head back to my build, and I can show you all what I'm talking about. So I think I filled up most of the not. We'll leave that one there for next time. So we got 4 shulker boxes worth of sand on this run. That's not bad. And we got a portal back here that'll take us through the nether to my area. I'm playing on a collaborative server called HermitCraft. Have a good one, Try to Tilt. I'm playing on a collaborative server called HermitCraft. It's kind of like an artist collective where we all play Minecraft together, do our own YouTube videos, Twitch streams, that sort of stuff. So, not everything that y'all will see here is built by me. Although this tunnel was built by me to someone else's design. Tango Tech came up with the design. Asuma's joining the game. Howdy, X. And I built the tunnel leading up to my base to look like the shooter lane. The pinball machine at the same scale as the actual machine. You know, let's just go through. It'll be easier to show. Kendersite raiding with a party of 36. Welcome, Kendersite Raiders. Thank you for stopping by. We got 2 raids in quick succession. This is my mega base this season. It's a pinball machine called Deep Field. This is temporary art. I just wanted to get the name on there. You can see where the final artwork is going to go on the sides of the cabinet. The plywood ends up being 5 meters thick on this. Let me go around this way here. So that's where the coin door is going to be. Start button, plunger, shooter rod here. This is the actual shooter lane. I'm still working on the playfield design and whatnot. I've been working on getting the apron in above the drain. I need to get the trough and whatnot in. We've got the lockdown bar latching mechanism there. We've got a screen. Once again, this is based on Spooky Pinball's TNA cabinet. And that was the end of my rockets, so that might also be a problem. Okay, so luckily I think I can go up here to get more rockets. Boom, look at that. Pro skills. Oh, wait, I had the rocket box on me the whole time. So, yeah, if we come up here, you can see we've got the DMD, Winners Don't Use Drugs, with King Ren on it. I've got the air vents and stuff for the back of the box. Once again, we don't have the art on the sides yet, so I just blocked it in roughly with black glass. And then when we swing around here, the back of the machine, I've actually got some labels I'm pretty happy with. These are based on the labels that are actually on the TNA I'm renting from George Fisher, a.k.a. Don't Panic Flip. I took photos of them and kind of... I didn't want to get, like, too pixelated with, like, you know... Because there's ways you could do it multicolor and it technically looks more real. But, and then here's the one down here reminding you not to pull this out. Rose Jr. says, the scale of the build is simply astounding. Thank you. Good Grief says, wow, that is wicked. Thanks. These pinballs here are actually at the scale... a ball inside that machine would be 6 meters wide. So also here I've got... The reason I made it at this scale in particular, 128 wide and 256 blocks deep, was so that I could use in-game maps to actually track my progress and then be able to see like what this would look like. So I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I haven't had the chance to actually, like I said, build out the playfield yet. I'm still working on the design, but I've been traveling around Tennessee, and actually I just got back from Chicago Pinball Expo. I'm playing as many single-level playfield games as I can. I actually got second place in a Classics tournament this summer at Game Galaxy, which was really cool. I've been playing a lot of classics. But yeah. Port the whole game to P3. I would need a P3 is the thing, and that they're like $11,000. Seafloor Sapphic says this project is making me appreciate pinball for the first time. Oh well, thank you. Yeah, it's something I really love playing in my free time. Oh yes, some people. One common question I get is, will the game be like playable? And not really at this scale in Minecraft. You can't move anything around fast enough. Because the ball coming off the flipper would be like 95 miles an hour in real life. So the only thing that moves close to that fast in the game is the player with elytras. So what I was going to do was make an elytra course inside the machine where the player is the ball. So you might fly up here, have to go around, maybe weave through some bumpers, hit something here, and then bounce around. Eventually you would go down the drain, and then there'd be a trough here. And then under the trough, you'd get down here where there's a bunch of underside mechanical stuff in the machine. Speaker would usually be mounted right there. Power supply, power switch. A lot goes into this sort of thing, right? So we were gathering all that sand. First off, because in order to drain this water here, having this rise out of the sea like Godzilla was kind of my original intention, because I knew it was going to be huge. And like, things look awesome when they rise out of the sea, right? So why not? But yeah, you do have to get rid of a lot of the sea in order to do that well. So but yeah, if I come back down here. Oh, yeah, here's one of my other builds on this season is my Sadako axolotl shop. I've got an axolotl pulling itself out of the bucket like Sadako for the ring for Halloween. I'm really proud of how this turned out. It's super creepy. But anyway, so as you're flying over from here, though, the pinball machine rising up out of the sea. Once we get the final artwork on here, this is going to look even better. But yeah. This is a year-long scale project. This is a mega base. So, anyway, I just wanted to say welcome to the Kentersite Raiders and to the Try to Tilt Pinball Raiders once again. Hope that quick little run-through of some of the stuff I'm working on was helpful. And now we're actually back with more sand so we can keep gridding this out. There's a technique to remove a bunch of water in Minecraft where you create a sand grid and then use sponges to stop the water from recovering quickly. And then what we'll do is we'll take all this extra sand and we'll smelt it and use it for the glass on the top of the machine when that's done. Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's go ahead and thank Quiet Devious 1 for tipping 20. Boom. That puts us 2 past our next face camera expansion milestone. Quiet Devious 1 writes, "Grow, Beardless Joe." Well, if you've never seen a Joe Hill stream before, you might not know when we hit one of those tipping milestones, the camera does get bigger. So here we go. Grow Hills. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Alrighty. So now you can see, I shaved my beard last night on stream as part of a charity event. So a lot of people are very excited about this. I'm not used to it yet. But, yeah. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We are 18 away from hitting the next expansion milestone. I'm also realizing it is getting late, so we're probably going to wrap up the stream in about 20 minutes on the half hour. So I am going to be streaming again tonight at 8:30 U.S. Central Time, which is 6 hours, 20 minutes from now. I left the rocket box in the back box. Ooh, that's not a good place for it. We need to go back to the back box. Thank you, Wobble Bob. Colt Banner says, "Looking good, bro. Please watch the caps." It looks like you had the caps lock on and were trying to hit shift. So just keep an eye on that in the future, Colt Banner. Yeah, we're going to grab that. We need it. Yeah, people are saying Freddie Mercury and Weird Al. I was really going for John Aston from the Adams family as Gomez Adams. So I'll have a good Gomez Adams costume for later this month. Okay, so the problem with going too far that way is we're gonna run into where all of those things that hate me are. What do you call those? Gordians. Seafloor Sapphic says Freddie Mercury. I can't unsee it now. Can't unsee it now. Gonna see my face, but Freddie Mercury. Can't unsee it now. Da 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 dee. Snuffles the Conqueror says, "What I saw in the VOD last night, you nailed that look so well. Thank you." Quest Reborn says, "I can see Gomez." Yeah, when I do the black and white and I've got the pinstripe suit on and stuff, like, it works really well. Storage cleanup time. Asks Alex. I think I just want to get some blocks placed. I just want to get some work done. Field Chart says, if you were going to buy a pin and money was no object, what pin would you want to own? Boy, I'm not good at picking favorites of things, so I'm just going to list a few that would be really good. I got to say, Keith Elwin's Godzilla is just one of the best shooters. Like, it's so intuitive. I really love it. I love all the different skill shots. I love the rules. But, like, at the same time, let's see. There's a lot of good games out there. Like, in terms of for my home and, like, fitting in with the decor, like, I don't have, like, a bunch of kaiju stuff all over the place. You know, whereas I do have, I don't know, way too many candelabras. And so Elvira's House of Horrors, or any of the Elvira games, would be top-tier choices for me. Same thing for Addams Family or Munsters in terms of just decor. Although, of those, I probably would say Elvira's House of Horrors would probably be the top. I'm bad at ranking stuff. If money was no object as well, the P3 with the Weird Al module, I got to play that at Expo, because I just got back from Chicago Pinball Expo this weekend, and it was so cool. But yeah, my kid loves Jurassic Park, so, and I like Jurassic Park. That would be a fun one to have. There's a lot of great games out there. I don't know if, like I said, I couldn't pick one. Everb says, how many pinball machines do you think you played? At Expo... Boy, I don't know. Let's see, I played Cactus Canyon, I played Weird Al, I played Heist. So I played both P3s and Cactus Canyon. I played Queen. So I think that's 4. I played, with my daughter, I played Willy Wonka, because she really likes Wonka. I played 007. I played some random stuff, just like waiting in line for other things. I don't know. I probably played about a dozen different machines while I was there. Probably a little bit more than a dozen. But like, for me, the big thing at Expo was that I was trying to catch up with a bunch of people that I hadn't met in real life before, or some people I hadn't seen for a while. And so, and I was only at Expo for Saturday. Let's see, I played Magic Girl, the John Papaduke game. So, like, I definitely played some stuff I wouldn't have been able to play anywhere else. I wouldn't have been able to play Magic Girl anywhere else. Cactus Canyon, I don't think we have in Nashville yet. 007, we don't have in Nashville yet. So, like, I didn't play a high number of games, but I played a good percentage of the games I played, like Heist and Weird Al. They're not on location in Nashville. I wouldn't have a chance to play them for another year, maybe, right? Like, I played a lot of games that were a lot of the games I did play were games I wouldn't have been able to play otherwise. So, like, that was kind of really worthwhile. What is going on here? Why is it... Oh, I'm out of blocks. I'm like, I stopped placing blocks. Why is the river off? Creepy underwater zombie noises. Oh no. Do I have torches to stop this from being a mob spawner? No. I do not. That's the sort of thing that would have been smart. Oh, dang it, I'm one down now for some reason. Welcome, Appleman. I cannot see anything, but it sounds like I'm placing the blocks in the right place. There we go. Thank you, Axonym, for the congratulations. Oh boy. Quick reminder, we are wrapping up the stream on the half hour, and we are 18 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Appleman says, first time I've seen your face, gotta say, I love the mustache. Ooh, well, thank you, Appleman. It's brand new. I mean, technically it was part of a beard until yesterday, but this is my first day having a mustache. Carmela says, Joe, just wanted to pop in and say this poem and Rem's video you helped with was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. I am so proud of that. That was my favorite part of the King's storyline, was getting to work with Ren on that poem. He is such a great person to collaborate with. Snuffles the Conqueror says, while I'm here, congratulations on your engagement. I was happy for you and Badger when I heard about it in the video. Thank you. I'm very excited too. Yeah, that was... Yeah. Will I ever try... Have I ever played a dual-player-sided pinball table like Williams' Joust? Yeah, they have one of those at Game Galaxy. Sometimes it's broken when I'm there, but at least one time I was there, it was operating. So I have played it. It's weird. I was having a hard time getting my head around it. Like, maybe if I played it again, like... But, like, just walking up to the machine... And giving it a try, I was like, wait. Like, my brain doesn't work well at that level. The engagement got a big mention on the HermitCraft recap. Oh, that's nice of Pix and Sloy and Liara. I literally wrote an essay about it. I had to break it down. Thank you. We actually did put enough work into it. Like, sometimes the hermits, like, will respond to comments like that, being like, oh, you don't really need to overthink it. We're just having fun. But, like, no, we put a lot of... Like, Red and I talked a lot about the structure of the poem, the repeated words, the rhyme scheme, like, being representative of both his mental state and the state of the server, and, like, yeah, like... Elijah says, where can I find that essay? Is it on Tumblr or Reddit or... Yeah. You can't... It won't let you post a link, but, like, if you want to share where people can find that, I'm sure other people would want to see it, Carmela. Personal Zombie says, the work really showed. It's a great poem. Thank you. Yeah, what Ren brought me was great, and then I just helped where I could... He had basically the middle part where the king was in the clock's thrall already written. And he asked me for some pointers. And I was like, what you have is the perfect middle for this. But, like, let's write some stanzas at the beginning and end. And, yeah, it came out great. Favorite hermit to stream record with? Well, like I said, I'm not great at ranking things. All the hermits are really fun. I stream with Cleo the most often because our schedules line up and we kind of have a good natural rhythm. But, like, everyone is, like, fun to work with. I don't know. Like, I will say the one that I have the hardest time not laughing at during, which is, once again, I'm not good at favorites, but I can say, like, okay, if you're like, which hermit do you have the hardest time not laughing at during a recording? It would probably be Corrales, because Corrales is just so funny. He is a joy to work with. But scheduling with Corrales is challenging because we both have kids and we both have a lot of demands on our times, and our schedules don't line up naturally. Or one thing that's weird, so Corrales does a lot of his building on a laptop, like hanging out in his TV room with his family or whatever. So he can't be like he doesn't have a microphone there, or if he did, you'd hear like the kids playing in the background, right? So, so a lot of times it's like, well, Joe, I see Corrales online all the time when you're streaming. It's like, yeah, but he's not like set up to record. He's set up to hang out with his family while he builds. And so when we do get to play together, it's always a real treat. But let's go up here real quick. Okay, we got about 8 minutes left in the stream, so I'm going to do last call for tips. Once again, this is not a sponsored stream. Microsoft is not paying me to promote their game Minecraft. In fact, I bought the game out of pocket before Microsoft even bought Mojang. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat, and we are 18 away from the next Face Camera expansion milestone. Ron Bent says, hey, Joe, congrats on the charity stream. You guys are so impressive. Thank you. Y'all are impressive. Like, I was impressed. Huppel says, I completely forgot you shaved last night. Yeah, I sure did. Okay. Let's go. I don't want to do the parts where I can't see without night vision potions. I don't feel like getting night vision potions with 8 minutes left in the stream. So we're just going to go back over here to the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. How long did I have the beard for? About 2 years. Badger says I didn't have it in Christmas of 2019, which was around when we started dating. So I guess I started growing it during COVID. I got Minecraft when it was in beta, so it was pretty cheap. It wasn't $2, but... Oh, boy. Let's enjoy some of those fresh air. Yeah, no, my skin is fine. I was kind of shaving goofily on purpose to give y'all a little bit of a show. I wasn't gonna do anything that was actually gonna like cause damage, or real damage anyway. Or any other hermit streaming. I don't know yet. I was gonna find that out next. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, because we got 5 minutes left in the stream. Checking out the tips. Okay, nothing to report. Soren says, back from watching the debearding stream VOD. It was great. Thank you. Seashell Sally rolling in and tipping 5. Woo! Thank you, Seashell Sally, for that. That puts us 13 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We're in the last 5 minutes of the stream. So, whew, let's play some blocks. Let's play some blocks. Do 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 do. Oh boy. I'm not used to looking at screens for this long. Like, I can feel it in my eyes. I'm glad we're wrapping up now. I'm going to take a break from screens for a little while, and then I'll be back in 6 hours for my show tonight. Appleman says, OMG, you're engaged? Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, we just got engaged last week. Do-do-do-do. Bum, 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 bum. So relaxing. Sand placed. Kingu says Minecraft was probably your best and worst investment. How would it be my worst investment? When do I usually stream? Usually I stream Monday. Oh wait. So I stream Thursday through Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Minecraft usually. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 5 nights a week I stream Minecraft at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Monday during the day I usually do a bonus stream, but it's not always at the same time. Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, U.S. Central Time, I usually do a craft stream with Cleo. This week, the plan for me was to do pumpkin carving, and I'm going to have Badger joining me for that. Cleo and I did a stream with Badger last year for Thanksgiving crafts, and that was fun. Yeah, Elijah, you can post that in the Discord. So, sand placing the sand. Da 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 da. But yeah, we are definitely catching up from missing Saturday's sand placing stream. Normally, I would do a bunch of sand placing and read Dracula on Saturday, or do a bunch of sand gathering. It's like that's my Saturday night grind. Oh, also, if y'all haven't noticed, on my YouTube channel, I've started. I created separate playlists for the VODs from the streams, so they won't show up in uploads permanently anymore. I might leave like big streams or special streams. Like I'll probably leave the beard one up in uploads because that one is in high demand from the charity thing. But like for streams like this or tonight's stream, they'll just get moved into the playlist that's further down the page that says Minecraft streams. The Dracula streams are in their own playlist now. The pinball streams, the craft streams, all in their own playlists. So cool. Well, we are at the hour. I'm going to do at the half hour. As I said, we're going to wrap up the stream. And it looks like Cleo is live. When we get over there, our raid message is usually, howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. But Cleo was kind of feeling under the weather, which is why we didn't do HHH together today. So maybe something more like, howdy Cleo, get well soon would be good. She's playing Power Wash Simulator because that's a nice chill thing for her to play when she needs to relax, not feeling well. We're going to mute the site. So yeah, I'm going to set this up /raid zombie Cleo. And yeah, so yeah, she's playing Power Wash Simulator. When you get over there, our raid message is, howdy Cleo, get well soon. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.